Good morning, Year 5. Welcome to your guided reading lesson. We are drawing on some of the same skills that we learned last week. If you haven't already read chapter 4, please do go and have a watch. I've recorded a reading of it, so you can listen to me read it. That's absolutely fine. But we are focusing on chapter 5 today. So in fact, for the rest of the week. So it's really important that we know the story up till there. As I said, we're doing some of the same skills that we did last week. So we are discussing and evaluating texts, commenting on writers' use of words, phrases and language features, including figurative language. So things like similes, metaphors, alliteration, repetition, etc. Some of those things that we tend to ask you for in your writing. So before we do that, I have got a lovely 3-minute task for you, just a quick task to get us started and to think back to the beginning of the story. So your 3-minute challenge is to draw a picture of the professor's house. What do we already know about it? What did the author say about the professor's house? Okay, so a 3-minute quick drawing of the professor's house. So you can pause the video here to do that, and what I will do, I will draw my version as well, and I will upload it underneath the video so you can see my interpretation. Pause the video here for 3 minutes and join me in a minute when you're ready. Super, welcome back. So your 3-minute challenge, you had to draw a picture of the professor's house. What features did you focus on? Maybe you could write a quick bullet point list, or you could maybe annotate. Why did you focus on the features of the house that you did? Okay, did the author's use of language affect your drawing? Did you focus on one part over another because you preferred the way it was described in one part of the story than the other? Maybe certain parts of the house seemed more memorable because of the way that the author had described it and the language that the author had used. As I said, do have a little look at mine. I will post it below. I wonder whether mine is similar to yours. I'll look forward to having a look and finding out, as I am the person that is at home at the end of emails this week. So last week, what did we look at? What did we do last week? In last week's lessons, I wonder whether you can remember. Have a little think, and I have to say I'm trying to jog my own memory. What did we do last week in guided reading? In English we looked at Edmund and Lucy's thoughts and feelings, didn't we? So that was English, but what did we do in guided reading? Well done. Remember, we talked about characters' feelings in guided reading as well. We used the timeline, didn't we, on Monday, and we thought about the way that those characters behaved and how they felt throughout the text. How do we think the author does this? Do particular words or phrases convey feelings better than others? Is it okay to just say, Lucy felt sad? Or could we do this without having to say it? Absolutely we can. We can infer, can't we? Which is what we were looking at last week in particular. We were using inferences, weren't we, to convey feelings. So rather than saying Lucy is sad, how could you show us in your writing? Absolutely, it might be in her body language, mightn't it? Or the way that her face looks. You can tell, can't you, when you look at somebody, how they're feeling by their facial expressions and things that they are doing and things that they are saying. Super, well done. Let's move on to this week. So, chapter 5, part 1. This has been uploaded for you to read by yourself if you want to. And again, I have read this in a video. I won't read it in this video because it makes them a bit too long. But do have a little look, and again, as before, come back to me when you are ready. Okay, super, welcome back. So what has actually happened? Of course, the children have come back from Narnia Lucy is really excited, isn't she? She is really happy that Edmund has been there, because now the pair of them can convince Peter and Susan, that of course Narnia exists. Okay, so when they go to tell Peter and Susan, what happens then? How would those characters be feeling then? Brilliant. Of course, Edmund lies. Edmund tells them that they were playing a make-believe game. Okay, much to Lucy's disappointment, and of course she would be really upset, wouldn't she? She was so happy that he had been there and that they had shared that experience, and that actually the other two would now believe her, but he has been a bit horrible, a bit malicious, and told the others that it was all a game. So they have of course gone to speak to the professor about it, who has possibly maybe enlightened them a little bit, and maybe given them a bit of a glimmer of hope as to whether or not Narnia is real. Because he doesn't outright say no. Okay, so think about how each of those characters are feeling, and how do you know how they are feeling? Now this brings us on to our task. You are going to have a worksheet that looks a bit like this. You can see each of the characters that we've met: Edmund, Lucy, Peter, Susan, and the Professor. Now your job, let me just move myself down so that I'm not in the way. Your job is to, if you are working as a bronze child, you are completing a spider diagram for 3 of those characters. So you can cut the character out, stick it in the middle of a page, and create me a spider diagram for the feelings of 3 of them. If you can find some quotes to support, that would be fantastic. For silver, you are doing the same activity but with 4 children, or for 4 characters, and for gold you are again doing the same, but you have got 5 characters. So you are using your worksheet, cut each character that you use out, stick it into the middle of your page, and create me please a spider diagram of their feelings with supporting quotes. And I look forward to having a little look at those later. Have a lovely rest of the day, and I shall see all of your work later, and I look forward to seeing it. See you later.